Did you miss me? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hello, creepy friends. Welcome to Nixie Box. And after a very, very long hiatus, might I add, who wants to talk about some Thunderbirds? So the announcement in terms of TVAG from Monday was that there were new episodes. 2.2 is coming back in September. 9 months, guys. That is a freaking long wait, man. That is a very, very long time for us to be going with no new TVAG episodes. A little bit of a wait. Wondering whether they're going to run to Christmas and give us some kooky Christmas special like we did last year. Because I don't actually know what kind of Thunderbirds thing I'm going to do for Christmas this year. We've used the Christmas episode. I'm going to have to think of something else. So you wanted it, you requested it. About a year ago as well, might I add. Attack of the Alligators. Also, I did do it and I didn't use it because it was pretty crap. When the 10 years of the all-new Captain Scarlet came out, I did do a little bit of a thing on that. But because it had been so long since I'd watched it, I really, it wasn't that I'd forgotten it. It was that I kind of half didn't like what I'd done, so I kind of scrapped it and didn't do it. So if you want to hear me talk about CGI Scarlet, then by all means do, because what I ended up doing was going back and watching a couple of the episodes through, and it's quite exciting to do that because you suddenly remember why you like the CGI series. Alligators. So Attack of the Alligators is still, I think it's still within the first couple of the first kind of half of Thunderbirds. It seems to me like Thunderbirds is always split into two types, which is pre-Scott's eyebrow job and post-Scott's eyebrow job. So I think it's still in the earlier part of that, plus Virgil's voice changed as well. So from the minute the episode starts, we got real baby gators going through the lovely sets, and it's the immediate fun of the episode for me is that. Was the scientist hunting the gators? Did he have a gun? Was he going to shoot them? Good for today's society to see something like that. Unless I'm wrong, it just looked like he was talking about hunting a gator, and I thought, I watched it back and I was like... So Blackburn is basically going to meet another couple of doctors in this remote swamp facility sitting on a ravine, and they're essentially making a solution, or they've essentially made a solution that would make Rita Repulsa jealous. It enlarges things. So imagine little cuckoo here, supersized! That's what this solution does. It's called Theramine as well. Let's just throw that out there. I just remembered his name. It was Theramine. So Blackburn's going to go back, but then there's this massive storm and he has to stay put for the night. So they're all sitting there being served by Mrs. Viles, who is wonderfully sinisterly creepy as well, might I add. She's quite haunting. She's like that creepy woman in a haunted movie that nobody really wants to. It's like Jigsaw. It's kind of like a female Jigsaw almost. So when a thunderstorm breaks through, we think she's gone to bed. All these doors go, lights flicker, and then she's just standing there like this going, I thought this. And it's like, okay, that's going to haunt kids in the 60s forever. So Culp, who was the driver of the boat, is a little bit more dodgy than we think. He's not quite who we think he is. And then in the middle of the storm, when everyone's gone to bed, we see him just, sneak into Mrs. Viles' room, pinch her keys and walk back out. So even though Blackburn was being quite rude to him at the start and we find out he's dodgy, we kind of let that go just a little bit. What Colt wants is to nick the Theramine, but unfortunately when he's taking a vial of it, he accidentally knocks the rest down the sink, and bibbidi bobbidi boo, what does that do? It turns all these little gators that we thought were little, but they're actually a lot bigger than the puppets, into massive giant gators. And Rita Repulsa is sitting in her tower somewhere in space going, jealous as hell. So they don't know this at the time, so Culp's got the nice little vial, he's got it stored in his jacket, and he's just getting ready to drive Blackburn back home in their nice little speedboat. The storm's passed, and that's when we find that the gators aren't little anymore, they're massive! So there's a little bit of a tussle in the lake. Culp gets knocked in, we think he's been eaten. Hector manages to save Blackburn, and they all have to retreat back to the house, which ends up being locked down by big, huge gators. Oh my god, who are we gonna call? I cannot think or know. So it's a family fair. Every single Thunderbird is going to this one. Scott goes first, then we've got Virgil, who takes Gordon and Alan. John's in his space station as always. We like John more in TBAG, totally. That is an absolute knowledgeable thing, that we like John much more in Thunderbirds Argo than we did in this series, which is kind of unfortunate, but as I say, they've really expanded on John's character. And I say that a lot, but I think I love me John in this. I think he's my favourite in TVAG. And what do we get in this one? Hovercycles. Everybody loves a hovercycle in any series. When they brought them back in TVAG, it was like, oh, Everybody loves these. I think I would love one just to ride in the street. Like, they should make them. Like, hoverboards were actually quite dangerous when they brought those out, but I would love me a proper hover cycle from them. Just give me one now, please. So Scott's initial job is to get into the house where you've got all the scientists and Mrs. Viles kind of being held captive by the gators. And I kind of sat there and I went, exactly why does Scott have to get in this house? I don't quite know. I can't figure it out. Other than crowd control, that was the only kind of solution I had mentally, was crowd control, which was control the panic that's going on around him. So Scott manages to get inside just as the gators start really seriously murdering the damned house. And it's such a shame because it looks like a cool, creepy, old vintage place. Kind of should have stayed put, really, for me. They're all kind of trapped within the whole main part of the house, and there's only one way out, and apparently it's a secret way that Mrs. Viles does know of, but does not know where it is. And the only one who does, as it turns out, is Culp. And what happens? Up goes the bookcase, and out comes Culp, armed with a gun. I love those guns. Scott's angry face is majorly... We've gone from this face to this face. We're now on Scott angry face for the rest of the episode. Well, at least until they go back home. But other than that, we're on angry faces. Meanwhile, Virgil's saying, oh, I can't get hold of Scott, and Father Tracy, Jeff Tracy, forgot your name there, I'm sorry, sir. He's like, oh, it's all right, it doesn't matter. Oh, don't worry that your son's being held hostage by a guy with a gun. So when Virgil arrives a little bit after Scott, not knowing that his brother's got a gun to him, he uses his own jet's boosters to kind of dissuade and distract the gators away from the house, which does help a little bit. And also, he then has Gordon and Alan sitting out of one of the windows, I guess, of the pod, shooting tranquilizer guns at the poor gators. I kind of feel sorry for these gators. I feel like they're kind of being picked on by accident. None of this is their fault. It's all bloody Culp's fault. So with one gator still left at the house, Alan goes out on his hover bike to, again, distract the gator away. And what does he do? He goes back, manages to get it coming to him, doesn't look where he's going, poof, whacks his head, ends up unconscious on the floor. I do love the little cut on his head. That was quite sweet. You know what? We don't see injury in current Thunderbirds, and it's kind of a shame, but we don't see, you know, where the, like, Scott's one sticks out at me as well there, where he got knocked out of the sky, and then we had the alien thing. I like that. They're not going to bring that to TBAG, but I quite like that. And he's got the little cut there. Oh, I feel sorry for the little puppets when they had to have blood put on them. Alan, next time, mate, I know you're the youngest kid, youngest brother. Look where you're going. So Gordon tranks the gator, and at this point, Scott tells everyone, look, Culp's got a gun, we're in danger, and he makes Virgil clear a path for him so that he can get out. This causes Thunderbird 4 to launch just in case, because you never know quite what's going to happen. Angry faces all around. Every single brother got an angry face on here. So, Dean, that was just an impression of you, mate, seriously. So Culp gets in his boat and the gators strike. He gets eaten and the vial falls into the water. Oh no! Oh no! What are we gonna do? They're gonna be like giant gators. That is not a good sign. That is not a good thing. Thankfully though, Gordon manages to get the vial before it's even smashed. It's all still intact. Everybody goes happy. Everybody's safe. Apart from Culp, who sadly died, and we'll think of him together for a second. He made all the gators big. He caused the gators pain. So we don't actually like Culp. Everyone's at home afterwards, and Tintin comes back from a shopping trip with a present for Alan, which turns out to be, in true ironic form, a little pygmy alligator for his birthday, which is apparently a little baby-sized thing, which is probably one of the gators they used on the set. But it was a cute idea, and it was a nice little bit of ironic funniness for the end of the episode, sending the audience home happy. So in case you haven't forgotten, now that we've discussed what the episode was about, this is the part where we talk about the episode and talk about anything funny or any silly little points that my tangent in mind makes whilst watching this episode, which can normally be just about anything because I never truly know what my mind's going to say or think at one time. Real hands. We had loads of shots of real hands here, and you know what else was funny? They had real rabbits. I like those rabbits. They had the nice little small sized rabbits, and then when you show what the Theramine's done, oh, real big sized rabbits. So when we first see shots of our Tracy brothers, Alan is fixing an aerial mast, which has gone wrong, and they're out of contact with John in the space station. Quite why we needed Thunderbird 2 to drop Alan off to do this, I don't know. I figured to myself, you know, he's a daredevil, he's done this, that and the other. He could at least just have, you know, climbed the structure. And also, since it's dangerously windy, I can't quite work out why Alan didn't clamp himself into the structure as a whole. Because seriously, mate, you're putting your life at risk there. You nearly fell off. I love original Grandma Tracy. She's the light of my life in this series sometimes. She's still telling her little boy off, even though he's older and he's running an international rescue operation and he's got 5 of his own kids, but oh, you're still going to get told off for putting my grandsons in danger, sonny boy. Love her. She is more superior to TBAG's Grandma Tracy. And that bloody onesie! Did anybody else notice that Mrs. Viles seems to sleep in that Morticia Addams dress that she's wearing throughout the whole episode? Or was it just me? Culp screams at his first sight of the alligators, even before when he's realised that theramine has affected them, and he screams like a damn girl. Like, he screams more girly than me, and I'm a girl. His little screams like, ah! Plot hole. Major plot hole. If Blackburn and Culp both fall in the same lake which is infected with theramine, which enlarged the gators, why doesn't it enlarge Culp and Blackburn? Don't make much sense. Also, it kind of should have enlarged Alan as well when he got in the water, even though he was in his little scuba gear. But yeah, even he wasn't affected by it. There's a little bit of a hole going on there. What is Alan Tracy wearing in this episode as well? He's in like a leopard print jacket. I know it's the 60s, but did they have leopard print jackets back then? That's just kind of like, I had a little bit of a question mark over my head when I saw that weird choice of outfit. I was like, really? Alright, although in TBAG they never seem to get new clothes, at least they're a little bit more modern than they were. I mean, don't get me wrong, I got a wardrobe full of vintage clothes, but that jacket was just a little bit of a weird choice. Virgil Tracy will be there in 4 3/4 minutes. What's 3/4 of a minute? What is 3/4 of a minute? Just round it up. I'll be there in 4 minutes. I'll be there in 3 minutes, 3.5. Just round it up. What's 3/4 of a minute? Seriously. You know what else I love? Alan hits his head, falls unconscious while there's big giant alligators around that could potentially eat him. And what does Virgil do? Just leaves him there. Real load of care and love between those two brothers. Watching this episode is just, it's pure entertainment to me, mainly because of the real gators used in the set. I mean, I love the idea that scientists from this future, vintage 60s futuristic series, I love in the future that we can relive the Power Rangers' worst nightmare of things just enlarging all the time. But when you strip it down, it's actually kind of a funny episode in a way, and it's, in an endearing way, I almost can't take it very, very seriously. I can take it seriously as a Thunderbirds episode, but the screaming, the hands, the real rabbits, the gators on set that are probably just used on a smaller set to make them look even bigger, it just puts a smile on your face when you watch it back. There's episodes that we can watch and we can go, God, if that happened in real life, that would be really bad. But with something like this, it is just pure entertainment to me in the most innocent form. I think that's all you want from a nostalgia series like this. It really, really is just a good bit of fun. And I mean, watching it back, it's not one of my personal favourites. Like if I had a choice between 3 other episodes, it's probably not the one I would pick, but you guys loved it. But it's an endearing episode, it's really funny, and it definitely put a smile on my face watching it back, and I did forget how entertaining it was. So kudos to whoever picked that, and I'm going to throw it out there again. Let's find another episode to watch after, not the Duchess assignment, Stately Home Robberies. Can you believe that came out over a year ago? Because I can't. All those original radio casts that we waited for and were excited about, and it's been a year since that's been released. The DVD's behind me, it's right there. Can you see it? No, because I'm sitting in front of it. I can't believe that was a year ago. So I'm glad to be back doing this because I forgot how much fun it was. Leave me an episode that you would like me to do, and if the majority of rules, I will do that. If not, I'll pick one out of them after Stately Home Robberies. I'm not going to do it every week. As I say, I'm trying not to run out of these as quickly as I can. I'm trying to make them last for as long as I can, but I'm not going to leave you guys as long as I was last time. I'm really, really sorry that went on for that long. It should not have been that much long of a wait, and I really, really do apologise, but I'm back, I'm still here, and let's do something else. Let's do another episode next time after Stately Home Robberies, and thanks everyone for coming back, watching this, waiting for me if you did. If you'd like to subscribe, please do. If you'd like to follow Twitter, because I neglect Instagram, please do. And I'll see everyone again for more Thunderbird stuff. Roll on September, especially because it's my birthday, and I'll see everyone again. Bye!